Winter can be brutal for backyard chickens, and most people turn to expensive heaters, gas, or electricity to keep their coops warm. But what if I told you there's a way to keep your flock safe and cozy, without spending a dime on power? The Amish have been doing it for generations, using simple, natural methods that actually work. Today, we're uncovering the frugal secrets of how Amish farmers heat their chicken coops in the dead of winter, without gas, without electricity, and without wasting money. The deep litter method is one of the most practical and sustainable ways the Amish heat their chicken coops during the cold winter months, without relying on gas or electricity. Instead of removing soiled bedding every few days or weeks, they add layers of fresh material such as straw, wood shavings, or hay directly on top of the old bedding. Over time, the older bedding underneath begins to break down naturally, just like a compost pile. As this organic matter decomposes, it generates heat, which rises and warms the co-op. This method provides a steady, low-level source of warmth that helps keep the chickens comfortable and healthy through freezing temperatures. What makes this approach so efficient is that it mimics the natural processes of decomposition in nature while offering multiple benefits. Not only does it help regulate the temperature inside the coop, but it also creates a drier, cleaner environment because the top layers of fresh bedding absorb moisture and odor. This means less work in constantly cleaning out the coop, saving both time and energy. The chickens themselves contribute to the process by scratching and moving around, which helps turn the bedding and keeps the breakdown active. By the end of winter or early spring, the fully composted bedding becomes rich, fertile material that can be used in the garden as organic fertilizer, closing the loop in a truly sustainable cycle. This method reflects the Amish philosophy of working with nature rather than against it. By relying on the natural heat of decomposition, they avoid the dangers of artificial heaters and the costs of energy. It's a simple, safe, and eco-friendly practice that not only protects the flock during harsh winters but also provides long-term value for farming and gardening. The Amish often rely on thick insulation from natural materials to keep their chicken coops warm in the winter without using modern heating systems. They make use of what is readily available, turning to straw bales, wooden planks, or even clay and mud plaster to create solid barriers against the cold. By lining the walls with these materials, they block drafts and create a natural layer of insulation that traps warmth inside the co-op. Straw bales, in particular, are excellent insulators because of the tiny air pockets within them that hold heat and prevent it from escaping. Wooden planks add sturdiness and help reinforce the structure, while clay or mud plaster acts like a sealant, closing any gaps or cracks where cold air could seep through. In addition to the walls, attention is also given to the windows of the co-op. Since windows can be the biggest source of heat loss, the Amish cover them with plastic sheeting or oiled cloth during the winter. This setup allows sunlight to filter in during the day, providing natural warmth and light for the chickens, while still keeping out icy drafts and cold winds. The plastic or cloth covering works much like a greenhouse, trapping solar heat inside and maintaining a more stable temperature. By using natural and low-cost materials, the Amish ensure that their coops remain both warm and well ventilated without depending on artificial energy sources. This simple yet effective method is a reflection of their resourceful lifestyle. It demonstrates how practical solutions, grounded in working with nature, can be just as effective as modern technology. By combining natural insulation with careful sealing of windows, they create a safe, warm environment for their chickens to thrive even in the harshest winter conditions. The Amish make clever use of passive solar heat to keep their chicken coops warm without relying on modern systems. By designing coops to face south, they ensure that the structure captures as much sunlight as possible throughout the day. The sun's rays enter directly into the coop, gradually warming the interior and creating a more comfortable environment for the chickens during the coldest months. This natural heating method is free, renewable, and completely sustainable, fitting perfectly with the Amish philosophy of living simply and in harmony with nature. To enhance this natural heating effect, the Amish sometimes use dark paint on the coop's exterior or incorporate glass panels in strategic places. Dark surfaces naturally absorb and hold more heat from the sun, slowly releasing it back into the co-op to keep temperatures from dropping too low as the day cools. Glass panels, on the other hand, function like miniature greenhouse walls, letting in sunlight but reducing the amount of warmth that escapes. This combination of materials not only keeps the co-op warmer during daylight hours but also helps retain some heat into the evening, reducing the chill overnight. Passive solar heating is effective because it works with natural cycles rather than against them. Instead of constantly trying to fight off the cold with artificial heat, this method allows the sun to do most of the work. It is low maintenance, cost-free, and safe, avoiding the risks of fires or high energy costs associated with electric or gas heaters. This simple approach reflects the Amish commitment to self-sufficiency, resourcefulness, and sustainability. By making thoughtful choices in the design and orientation of their coops, they provide their chickens with warmth and comfort while staying true to their values of simplicity and efficiency. The Amish understand that one of the most reliable sources of heat in winter comes from the chickens themselves. Every chicken gives off a small amount of body heat, and when they are kept together in a well-insulated co-op, this warmth quickly adds up. By relying on the natural heat produced by the flock, the Amish reduce the need for artificial heating methods, creating an environment where the birds stay comfortable even during harsh winter nights. This approach is simple but highly effective, as it uses the chickens' own biology to maintain suitable temperatures inside the co-op. A key part of this method lies in the design of the co-op itself. Amish farmers avoid building coops that are too large or spacious, since heat rises and dissipates more easily in bigger areas. Instead, they focus on smaller, well-insulated spaces that concentrate the warmth generated by the flock. This careful balance ensures the chickens have enough room to move and roost comfortably, while still allowing their combined body heat to stay trapped inside. With proper insulation from materials like straw bales, wood, or mud plaster, very little of this warmth escapes, turning the co-op into a naturally heated shelter. The effectiveness of this method also depends on flock size. A larger flock produces more collective heat, which is why Amish farmers often keep enough chickens together to maintain a stable temperature. While the method is simple, it highlights the Amish approach of working with nature instead of depending on outside technology. By making use of what the flock already provides, they avoid risks like fire hazards from heaters and save on costs, all while ensuring their birds remain healthy and warm throughout the coldest months of the year.
The Amish often make use of natural heating sources to keep their chicken coops warm during the winter months, relying on simple methods that work with nature rather than against it. One common approach is to build coops with clay or stone floors. These materials absorb heat from the sun during the day and then release it gradually as the temperature drops at night. This steady release of warmth helps create a more stable environment inside the coop, reducing the drastic fluctuations in temperature that can stress chickens and affect their egg production. It's a natural and effective way to store daytime heat and extend its benefits well into the night. In regions where winters are especially severe, Amish farmers may take the idea a step further by using heated stones or bricks. These are warmed in wood stoves outside the coop, then carefully placed inside to act as radiant heat sources. Once positioned, the stones or bricks release warmth slowly, creating a gentle and safe source of heat without the risks associated with gas or electric heaters. Because the heat radiates evenly and gradually, the co-op remains comfortable without creating hot spots or fire hazards. This method can be repeated as often as needed throughout the cold season, making it a practical and reusable solution. These natural heating methods reflect the Amish tradition of resourcefulness and sustainability. They make use of materials that are already on hand, require no electricity, and carry minimal cost. At the same time, they ensure the well-being of the flock by maintaining warmth in a safe and natural way. By combining clay or stone floors with heated materials when necessary, the Amish create a balanced, low-tech system that keeps their chickens healthy even in the toughest winter conditions. The Amish know that one of the biggest challenges for chickens in the winter is not just the cold itself but the biting winds that make low temperatures feel even harsher. To solve this problem, they often design their coops to be low to the ground, which naturally reduces exposure to strong gusts. A co-op that sits closer to the earth benefits from the ground's natural insulation, while its smaller profile makes it less vulnerable to icy drafts. This thoughtful design helps protect the flock from the chilling effects of wind that can seep into even the best insulated structures. In addition to the coop's design, the Amish often create natural or practical barriers around it to shield it from the elements. Fences, wooden walls, or even rows of shrubs are placed strategically to break the wind before it ever reaches the co-op. These barriers act like a protective shield, slowing down cold gusts and preventing them from penetrating the co-op walls. The use of shrubs or bushes also adds a layer of sustainability, since they not only block the wind but also contribute to the overall landscape of the farm. Another common practice is stacking hay bales around the outside of the co-op. Hay is an excellent natural insulator, and when piled against the walls, it forms a thick layer of protection that blocks drafts and keeps warmth from escaping. This creates an extra buffer zone, ensuring that the cold air stays outside while the inside remains warmer and more stable. By combining low-to-the-ground structures with windbreaks and hay barriers, the Amish manage to create cozy, secure environments for their chickens, showing once again how simple, natural methods can be highly effective in safeguarding livestock during harsh winter months. The Amish rely on practicality and tradition when it comes to raising chickens, and one of their most effective strategies for dealing with cold winters is choosing strong, healthy breeds that are naturally suited to survive in low temperatures. Instead of depending on artificial heating systems, they raise hardy chickens like Wyandottes, Orpingtons, and Rhode Island Reds. These breeds are known for their resilience, thick feathering, and ability to withstand freezing weather with little extra assistance. By working with nature and selecting animals already adapted to harsh climates, the Amish reduce the need for constant human intervention while ensuring their flocks remain productive throughout the year. Cold hardy breeds are not only tough but also reliable layers during winter, which is essential for Amish families who depend on a steady supply of eggs for food and trade. Their dense plumage provides natural insulation, keeping them warm even when the temperature drops well below freezing. Many of these breeds are also calm and docile, which makes them less stressed in confined winter housing. Since stress can affect egg production and overall health, raising chickens that adapt easily to the cold helps maintain stability in the flock. The Amish also value self-sufficiency, and choosing the right breeds supports this philosophy. Strong chickens require less medical care, less supplemental heat, and fewer resources to thrive, which aligns with their simple and sustainable way of farming. Over generations, Amish farmers have learned to trust these breeds, knowing they will provide both meat and eggs without the complications that come from more delicate birds. By focusing on resilience rather than artificial comfort, they show that thoughtful breed selection is just as important as co-op design or insulation in keeping chickens healthy through the toughest seasons. If you found these Amish secrets helpful and want more frugal living tips that save you money while keeping life simple, hit that like button and subscribe to Smart Frugal Living. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a video that helps you live smarter, simpler, and cheaper. And let me know in the comments, which Amish heating method would you try for your own co-op?